So guys, basically this is called as box model here. First, I'll show you how to create this border. I'll just have one paragraph here. So now I want to uniquely select this paragraph. So here I'm going to give this ID as P1. I want this paragraph to have a border here. So now how do I create a border? Here we have a CSS property called as border hyphen style. If I make it solid, here we are going to get a border which is in a solid style. Okay. Here apart from solid, we have dashed border. Here if I give border style dashed, can you see I'm getting my border, and here I have dashes here. Along with this, here we have double. Here when I give double here, what is happening? Can you guys see? Here we have double border. So now instead of double here, if I have dotted, here, now what will happen? You will notice that, can you guys see? I'm getting my borders in dotted style. Okay. Here border style, I'm going to give solid. I'll just increase this text. If I give solid, what is happening? Top, left, bottom, and then right. All the four sides we are getting. All the four sides we are getting a solid border. If I give solid space dashed, here the first value will be applied on top and bottom, and the second value will be applied on left and right side. Okay. If I write dashed space solid, now what will happen? This dash style will be applied on top and bottom, and this solid will be applied on left and right side. If we are going to give three values, after dashed, if I have solid and then if I have double here, in this case, what will happen? The first value will be applied on top. The second value will be applied on left and right side. The third value will be applied at bottom. Can you guys see this? At top, here we have dashed border here. At left side and at right side here, I have solid border. And the third value that is applied at the bottom. At the bottom here, we are having double. How clock will go? Top, then right, bottom, and then left, right? Similarly, if you give four values, dashed, solid, double, and then here we have dotted. First value dashed is applied on top, okay? And the second value solid is applied on right side, and then third value double, that is applied at bottom, and then fourth value dotted, that is applied on the left side. We can adjust the size of our border. How do we adjust the size of our border? Here we need to do border width. Okay, here border width I'm going to give 15 pixel. When I give border width 15 pixel, can you see the size of the border width has increased here? And here I'm going to give 20 pixel. If I give 20 pixel, what is happening? The size of the border width has increased even more. All right. So like this, you can decide what should be the width of the border. Here I will give 10 pixel. After this 10 pixel, here I will give 5 pixel. Okay. In this case, what will happen? The first value gets applied on top and bottom, and the second value gets applied on left and right side. Okay. If I give three values, the first value gets applied on top, okay, second value gets applied on left and right side, and this third value 2 pixels that is getting applied at bottom. Okay, now here if I give four values, border width, if I've given four values, the first one gets applied at top, the second value gets applied at right side, the third value gets applied at bottom, and then the fourth value that is getting applied at the left side. Okay, if you want to have a border color, then here you need to have a CSS property called as border color. Here, if I give border color red, I will get my border in red color. Okay. If I give a red space blue, the first value gets applied at top and bottom, and the second value, this will get applied at left and right side. If I give three values, now what is going to happen? First one gets applied at top, second one gets applied at left side and then right side, and then third value is getting applied at the bottom. And then if I give four values, this will be applied in clockwise. Okay. I'll change this and then I'll keep it blue. Okay. So guys, one important thing to remember, if you want to have a border, this border style is compulsory. It is fine if you don't have border width. It is fine if you don't have border color. Okay. You are going to get a border, but without this border style, you are not going to get a border. This is getting a bit, lengthy process. Every time I need to write border style, every time I need to write border width and border color. To avoid this here, we can use a border shorthand property. This border shorthand property, it is expecting us to write three values. First is the border width, second is border style, and then we have border color. Now, when I did this here, can you say I did not have to write three border properties just by using this shorthand property? Here I've created a border. Here I'll make this 5 pixel. When I've done this, see what is happening. A border is created for me. Okay. Now here, if I remove this solid, I do not have a border. Okay. That is the reason why here this border style solid, this is mandatory to have. Now I'm trying to give two values here. This does not work. Okay. This does not work in this shorthand property. If you want to do something like that, then what you need to do here, you need to separately write border width. Okay. After this, you need to separately write like this. Okay, now it is working. You can actually avoid this here. You can actually avoid this here and then you can write it separately. But having multiple values in this border shorthand property, that is not going to work. Okay, let's learn about margins now. So margin is nothing but space around the element. Okay, if I give margin left 5 pixels here, now you will notice that, can you see our element is starting after leaving some space here? Can you guys see that? This is called as margin. Okay. Now here, if I give margin left 10 pixel, what is going to happen? It will leave 10 pixel. This element will start after it has left 10 pixel here. So now if I give margin left 20 pixel, this element will be starting after it has left 20 pixel. Okay. So now here I can give margin right. Again, I'll give margin right 30 pixel. Now you will notice that this element will leave 30 pixel margin at the right side. I'll give 100 pixel. If I did this, our element will start after leaving 100 pixel margin at the right. So now here I'll have margin top. When I did this margin top, what is going to happen? Your element will start after it has left 50 pixel margin at the top. Here I'll give 100 pixel. When I did this, my element will start after it has left 100 pixel margin at the top. Okay. So now similarly, here we have margin bottom also. Okay. So now after this, here I'm going to have, this is my para 2. So this element by default only it will leave some margin. If I give margin 50 pixels, that 50 pixel margin is applied on all the four sides here. If I give 80 pixel, and then if I give 20 pixel, now what is going to happen? This 80 pixel margin will be applied on top and bottom, and then 20 pixel margin will be applied on left side and right side. Okay. Here, can you see this? Whatever we have written, this part is called as content. Here, if you right click and then here, if you click on inspect, what is going to happen? Here you can see all your HTML elements. Okay. Here, here you can see all your HTML elements here. If you go to elements and here, if I take my cursor, here if I take this and put it here, what is going to happen? Here I have my paragraph. That orange part is called as the margin, and that blue part, whatever you're seeing, that blue part, that is called as the content. Okay. Now notice here, here what I'm going to do, margin, I'll make 0 pixel. In this case, can you see there is very less orange color here because that is the margin what we get by default. Okay. So now that orange part, whatever you see, that was the margin of the element. And that blue part, that is the content of the element. Okay. Now here, if I give margin, top bottom, I'll give 80 pixel, and then left right, if I give 10 pixel. Now see here. Now can you see that orange part has increased? Now let's talk about padding. Padding is space between the border and the content. Padding top here, if I give 30 pixel, can you see there is space added between the border and the content? This space is called as padding. Okay. So now here I'll give 50 pixel. Now what is happening? More space is being added here. I'll give padding left. Here I'm going to give 30 pixel. So now you will notice that at the left side, here can you see space is added here. Okay. So guys, now I'll take my cursor and put it here. So guys, can you see that green part? That green part is called as padding.